Twitter and shit like that, I would intentionally put like, it's finally over. Come join us for the season finale. It's finally fucking over.
I bought champagne.
Ooh, yay. Well, I have a popper and I have beer. We weren't going over champagne, but I do have a popper. I have like an actual, like one of the little 4th of July ones where you pull the string and it explodes out the confetti. Like I've actually got one of those. So when we get to the credits on the last episode, I plan on popping that motherfucker. So
dude, I actually had some of those, but then I went over and I celebrated a little bit too hard on
New Year's Eve,
popping all of them, and like Kaio were there with me, and just like they were all there, and I'm just losing my mind. Pop.
That is funny as shit. Well, I got a bunch of these left over from like 4th of July because these are great ones for the kids. And I think I've got like 12. I think I've got like 6 of them in my dresser drawer and my nightstand drawer for some reason. That's just where they all ended up at. So if I have to, I can go get another one if we're that excited for the fact that it's all finally fucking over.
So I nearly jizzed my pants when you went over and told me. It's just like, yes, I get to watch something not shit.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was hoping for too, but that's okay. Because when we do Cyberpunk Edge Runner, that is 100% not shit. Everything about that is good.
We'll see, sir. I am.
Everything about that is good. I know you are, but I think this one's that's going to get you. I think this one's even going to get you. I think you'll be okay.
Hello, Raichu X.
Oh, is Raichu here? Sweet. Raichu's here. Oh, good. Raichu's good people. Look at all of that. All right, let's start the kick here too. But yeah, so we've got so it's going to finally be fucking over tonight. Thank the Lord and praise Jesus.
Well, here's the thing now. Just think about it. What the fuck happened this entire time?
Right.
It's been 90% fucking origin stories.
Yeah. That's what I was saying literally earlier. I was talking about that. I was like, it's like an anthology series. This isn't so much a season 1 of a television show. This is an anthology series with a loosely like tied together. It's like this is like Alfred Hitchcock just being in every episode technically makes it in the same universe, right? It's like that's like it's like there's a little story with these guys going on in the background, but everything else is everybody's fucking origin story.
Like you can do this. This is possible to do. In truth, all you had to do was have Amanda Walder walk Grandpa flag up to everyone like this is this person and they do this, and then flash to origin story, maybe learning a little bit more about them and this very super and secret mission.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
The way it's paced now, it's just shit.
Yeah, it really is. It's pretty bad. Well, fuck it. We might as well just go ahead and get started then. Fuck it, it's the last one. We'll do the Az rant. Well, I'll find something cool. I'll find something cooler when we do Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but we'll do the Az rant for the last one. Because honestly, like there's not a lot of pronouns in this damn thing, but boy, there's just a bunch of fucking shit.
There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Fucking pronouns! I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Current fucking day! Fuck off! We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda. Twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! Twat waffle! Fuck off! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! Fuck your immersion! Guess what? Fucking pronouns! You take everything we love and you just can't help! Shovel! You are dog shit! Fucking crap! Ideology into everything! Every single solitary fucking thing!
God bless us. That man is just an absolute legend. Just an absolute legend. And we did get a little bit of that in Creature Commandos in the very beginning. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd. Welcome to another wonderful, well, that's a generous word. It's wonderful because we all get to hang out with each other. That's what it is. It's wonderful, excuse me, because we all get to hang out with each other and have a good time. And you know how they say misery loves company. And so fortunately enough, I have friends of mine that are willing enough to torture themselves along with me to go through this Creature Commandos. Fortunately enough, we are finally at the end. We are at the season finale tonight, boys and girls. So we will be out there going through all of this. We're going to go through it. We're going to watch these last 2 episodes since we did miss last week. Fortunately enough, I did hear that episode's pretty decent. It's episode 6, and then episode 7 is tonight. So it will finish off there. And then, yeah, we'll be done. Thank the Lord and praise Jesus on that one. This was only a 7-episode series run. So we're glad to hear that. We're glad to hear that. And at 30 minutes a pop, well, we made it through that. We made it through that. So hopefully we'll get to review something a little better. Maybe we'll do a little Cyberpunk Edge Runner next week and keep this little fun review going on. I don't know. I'm thinking we might turn this into a series. I'm thinking of like some kind of fun little title for it or something. I don't know. Common sense reviews or some shit. I don't know.
That sounds really gay. Don't call it that.
It does. I know. It does sound. That's the best part. It sounds really fucking gay. That's the best part. But speaking of things that are really fucking gay, Sunker Maiden, how are you, my dear? How are you? That excited for it to be over. That excited. Premature ejaculation, ladies and gentlemen. She already fucking popped the top on it. We haven't even got to the episodes yet. Oh, so I'm guessing you're excited that this is finally over. Is what you're trying to tell me.
A little bit. I made sure to save this one. I mean, I'm sorry about your ears. No, I found this an abysmal start for your 10-year plan. And I don't care how good this episode is. I came in for a series, not a fucking tiny episode. So, either this goes over and makes me orgasm, or this is just another fucking piece of shit that was a little less shitty than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and that's one of them situations. Are they still falling? It's stuck to your ceiling?
Because of the spider webs.
That's fucking awesome.
Sorry, I'll take a quick picture.
No, okay, yeah, really by all means. Go right ahead. By all means. Go right ahead. Holy shit, that is fucking funny.
Christ, sorry.
But yeah, no, you're good. Totally distracted. I loved it. Oh, now your camera's all fucked up.
I think that you entertained.
Yeah, no, it was really freaking funny. It was really freaking funny because like this was something that I was hoping was going to be good. The first trailer looked pretty good, and it looked pretty entertaining on all of those kind of fronts. And then the first episode was just kind of okay, but it wasn't really nothing to it. We were willing to give it a shot. And then like the second episode just like straight up was like, fuck it. And just like yeeted the whole idea of any kind of decency or anything like that. And then of course, right from the very first 5 minutes of the episode, just like freaking completely cover you with your hand and slowly come back. Slowly. All right. Now slowly come back. Clip that, guys. There you go. Now just easy lean back. There you go.
No, it's
still not doing it. It's still not doing it. But anyway, so it started out really, the first episode wasn't bad. And then like that second episode, which I will give them points, they didn't like try to frump up their numbers and stuff like that by doing like a 2-episode premiere or even like a 2-episode finale. They didn't try doing that either. So at least they weren't trying to fudge their numbers with like Disney bullshit like that. But man, that second episode just kind of went off the fucking rails, man. Like there was some of the stuff in the first episode, it was fun. But like as soon as Rick Flag's just like, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and bang the princess. It's just like, well, I guess just all of that shit was going. And they were just so graphic about it. They were so raunchy about it. They were so like, and it's kind of funny the first time, but then when they go directly into like the next one where we get like the gratuitous fucking sex scene between Frankenstein's bride and the doctor,
and
it's just, Yeah, and so it's just like, man, like you're just like, this is just like some really bad fanfic, and like you could tell he wrote this in 2 weeks, right? Because that was what he said. This is something he literally slapped together in like 2 weeks, and that's pretty fucking obvious that that's exactly what you did. Because yeah, this was not good. It's just hasn't. Its fall felt really rushed. I talked about it earlier before the show started. I said that this felt like I was messaging Sunker this morning. We were talking about this, and I said this feels more like an anthology series than it does anything else. Like this is an anthology series of the origin stories behind all of the Creature Commandos versus being a Creature Commando story. You know, it's like this is like the I don't know, the forward, or not the forward, but what do they do it in a book where they tell you a little bit of something beforehand before they jump into like the main story?
Prequel or prelude.
Yeah, prelude. This is like the prelude to like a Creature Commandos movie where you actually see the Creature Commandos come together as a team and do something. You know, is what this feels like, because you're just basically like, they did what they've done with this first season is essentially what Amanda Waller did with everybody in the Black Adam movie in the first 5 minutes. She gave you the entire JSA's backstory, who the new kids were, why they were in their positions, what their quality points were, what their minorities points were, or, you know, what their their negatives were. And then boom, next thing you know, you got fucking Dr. Fate and Hawkman running these new kids out into the field, you know, and going, we got stuff to do. Like this entire thing has been nothing more than backstory after backstory in every episode.
Like we're seeing a little bit of like how they operate differently, the bride versus Flag, but at the same time, because his motivation is just like, I got my dick wet. It doesn't feel as like compelling, and she's just doing it because it's her job. So this whole kind of like dynamic is utterly falling on its fucking face, and no one cares.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just, and it hasn't been, the only backstory that was even slightly enjoyable was Weasel's, and that was the last episode we got to watch together. Like the Weasel backstory of all the ones that we thought were going to be probably the worst, which Sunker totally called that it was going to be the Weasel backstory in that episode before we started. Yeah, it was a total joke.
It'd be too stupid to do it.
Yeah, and they did one, and guess what? It was like the best backstory. Now, given, I believe in this episode, we're going to get into what's his face is what we always call him.
Oh, Blight.
Yeah, we're going to get into Blight. I know it's not actually Blight in this show, and if anybody ever actually,
it's gonna always be Blight.
Turn into a review, and anybody actually ever comments on these things, because I leave this portion of it up on YouTube, because this is like our review where we actually like talk about what we've watched in the past. So we'll probably have to do like a little final recap of Creature Commandos at the beginning of next week before we jump into something better. But it'd just be one of those situations where it's like this one's supposed to be the Blight one, and this one's supposed to be pretty good. And since that's one of the characters we've been excited for, but at the exact same time, it's like Weasel has been the best one out of all of them. The Brides was just fucking disturbing and weird. You know, GI Robot, you could have done that in 5 minutes, and you turned it into a 30-minute episode, you know, and we were honestly bored to tears with the GI Robot one.
Well, like it was just very predictable, but like, no, then you reminded me, we had a Frankenstein origin where he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it was utterly like, the last episode was utter like filth, because it was a completely superfluous episode, only done there to be like, Amanda Waller just got tricked, bish, because it's Clayface. And it's just like, okay, so this actually has to pay off, or fuck you. Because I actually don't think you set up any real payoff for this, dumbass.
No, and that's the other thing too. It's like it's one of those other things too. It's like with the Clayface thing too, it was like kind of predictable, and it was cool to see like Clayface and kind of like the monster that Clayface is kind of like go to town. But it's like at the exact same time, it's just like, okay, well, I guess that's why that first little weird scene in the beginning went off and did what it was going to do. And that's why it's Clayface. And that's why I was like, Thermoscura. It's all a bunch of women, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, okay, well, that's why it was that's why it was supposed to be Clayface. Because remember, Nick was there for that. Nick was with us on that one. And that's why he was like, it does kind of pay itself off. There's a reason why it's happening. It does kind of make sense towards the end. And I guess it did, because of the reveal is Clayface. It's just like, it's just a really bad way to do it. It's just really badly written. It's just real. The dialogue's really funky and janky. You know, it doesn't even come off as funny, retarded. It just comes off as dumb.
No, it like the level of, like stupid humor. Like we do stupid humor. Yeah, we do stupid humor.
Yeah, Phosphorus. Go ahead.
Dr. Phosphorus. No, it's just it's like its humor is so fucking bleached. Like, oh, of course Clayface can't keep it together. All he wants to do is talk about lesbians and play fucking Xbox. Like, who the fuck on? Like, remember when I said that one fight scene was like, it was like an okay hand job. That fight scene with Clayface could have been good, except it was like you got an okay hand job, but then like that girl bitched at you the entire fucking night. So even then, even the hand job you don't even really want it. It's just like
it's just like it's the consolation prize, you know, at the end of the night. You're just like, well, it's better than fucking nothing, I guess. You know what I mean? I probably just would have had a better time with myself at the house, but well, I'm already fucking here. I'm at least half lit, you know, so I guess that kind of makes up for it all. Like that's been the saving grace during these streams. Most of the time by the end of the episode, we're feeling halfway decent. So, you know, it's just easier to laugh at it all. But it's one of them things where it's just like, this is, like I said this earlier, it's obvious this was written in 2 weeks. It's really obvious that it was written in 2 weeks, man.
If you actually chop it up properly, where you just had a whole bunch of anthology stories and then you did this big overarching story with everyone working together without the cuts, it would actually work a little bit better. But because all these cuts are here, there's a thing with Lost. Whenever Lost did backstories, a lot of the time when they did their flashbacks, it let you know who their character was. It gave you insights that you wouldn't normally get from their day-to-day interactions. We got nothing from all these people except Weasel. And that's the fucking craziest thing.
Yeah, the most unhuman person of all of them is the one we got the most decent backstory out of. And, and that's a really good point, too, about the idea of doing it as an anthology kind of thing. And then because you could do it kind of like a hybrid, right? Where you could do it to where you could do the anthology series as like the first 3 episodes where you're just having Flag, and then every episode starts with Flag coming to collect another one of the creature commandos out of their cell, right? And so all you see is Flag show up to the door. You do their backstory as an anthology story, right? Kind of by itself. And then the end of right before the end credits is whoever it is coming out of the cell and walking down there, getting their collar or whatever their shot is, and then going with Flag, right? And then like the last 3 episodes could have been everything that's happened with the Themyscira boys and all of that shit in like the last 3 episodes with the Waller stuff and everything else. You maybe could have done 4 episodes if you really had to. And it would have been so much more of a tighter series that would have been, I think, a lot more enjoyable. Now, the writing's still kind of garbage on the backstories either way, but at least the flow, I think, would have been more enjoyable doing something like that, because then you would have actually seen the team come together and do stuff as a team instead with this way, they're constantly breaking up the team story to do a backstory. You get 5 minutes of team story in the episode and then 20 minutes of backstory for the rest of it. Or, 5 and 15, or however the episode split up. That's just really, really annoying.
It's like playing a D&D and you have that one guy who wrote like a 3-page backstory. It's like, hold on, I need to tell you about like we're doing a thing right now. No, I want to tell you about how I'm a lost prince of Tinderland.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that kind of thing. Exactly that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's been interesting. Been interesting. We're glad it's gotten to a point where it's over, I think, though. We certainly gave it a try. We gave it a fair shake. We legitimately gave it a fair shake.
I did not. I was just like, fuck this show. Instantly, fuck this show.
Well, you were within like the first episode, but there was still even some moments where you were still like, you were willing to give things points for when things were done fine. And we talked about that before too, right? Like the intro is a banger, right? Yeah. Outside of having James Gunn's little self-insert of him at the computer, It's like the intro really is a banger. The music's pretty fucking good. The animation style, we like the animation style. It's just the story, the pacing, and the dialogue that are for the most part crap.
So everything
Yeah.
Also, to say this one point, and then we can actually get started and say hello to all you.
Yeah, say hello to all the wonderful folks out there in the chat.
The one thing that kills me is you could have built up anticipation, because we already know the story now. We knew the story at episode 1, what was going to happen, and they have no idea how to build up anticipation anymore. If you did an anthology-esque, you could have done a whole bunch of silhouettes of a whole bunch of fucktards, and then each one you would get a new character, a silhouette would be revealed, and then you would have like the end team at the end of it. And you could actually make it a very big mystery of like where you could have people go over and question, okay, who's going to show up next? Which one's going to be the next one to show up? Which character is going to occur? But no, we don't get that because fuck you.
Yeah. It was too much wanting to have that moment where it's the Guardians of the Galaxy and everybody comes together in the dining hall. I mean, I didn't think about that till just now though, but it literally is that kind of scene where they literally do that in like the first episode or the second episode, like when they go back and they have to defend Fish Girl, it's kind of like that kind of thing.
Well,
remember, because that was a cool scene and they were going in there defending her. But
well, she's the heart, so she's the one. Yeah. She's like the heart character is the person who glues it all together. So just like the one everyone likes. So I may not fucking like you, bro, but I like Fish Girl here. So
right, exactly. So all right, well, speaking of Fish Bro girls, let's say hi to the beautiful, fabulous chat out there, ladies and gentlemen. We got John Washburn saying, have a great stream. Thank you, John. I know John's probably already in bed, but I appreciate you, John. Always good to see you, man. And then this Serenity 2 Witches, who I didn't even know was subscribed to that YouTube channel. For some reason, she didn't pop up in the Rumble background, but she said, we make no promises. I mean, it's Creature Commandos. And that's a fair point. So that's a fair point, Serenity 2 Witches. That's funny. I wasn't even sure.
You don't know my YouTube username.
Oh, yes, the fuck I do.
What a weird name.
Which I've had your number since the first fucking D&D, the Geeks and Gamers tabletop stream. I've known exactly who you were and what you were since the first time I talked to you in a chat. Raichu X says, hey everybody, what's going on, Raichu? Good to see you, buddy. And then this Eccentric I know is over there too, but he came in earlier on the Rumble side too. This is Eccentric was in there earlier. I don't know why I wasn't showing his stuff off there, but there he is as well. There's this Eccentric though, right there. So Raichu X and this Eccentric both looking good in red. A couple of subscribers over there on Rumble, aka members. All the chats red over there. I love it. I love it over there. I love it. And you can become a member as well, boys and girls, for $5 or less or a month, depending on what platform you're on. So check it out. What's going on, Hook?
People some memberships, because that is a new feature within that of Rumble.
And if you do gift memberships on Rumble, we have a very special Sunker clip that we will play whenever anybody gifts any amount of gifted memberships over on Rumble. It's great. It makes her really uncomfortable. We unlocked it within like the first night of having gifted memberships over here on Rumble. It was great. And you guys are going to love it. So you guys are absolutely going to love that. But good to see you, Hook. Glad you made it in as well. Glad you made it in, Hook. I love the little dancing pugs. I love this. All the little dancing animals. It worked out so well with the little rant in the beginning too. Oh, God bless that New Zealander. That's right. This Eccentric. That's right.
He's a fucking treasure. I love him.
That is, he's an absolute treasure. Oh, Sadix2112, another one of our fine channel subscribers over on Rumble says, I made it on time. I was hoping I was late. Oh, well, what's happening, nerd? Sunker, immaculate as usual. Hey, there you go. There you go. All right, let's see what else we got here. Raichu, what are your guys' takes on this season so far? Well, I think we did a pretty good job of answering that one as well. So, Dead Punk Gage, Tugs' social media manager. What's going on, buddy? I always end up with Tugs people in my chat. I love it. Tugs and I actually share a birthday too. Our birthdays are the same.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah. So Tugs and I share a birthday. That's really cool. So I take it you're not a fan. Not so much. I wanted to be, really wanted to like this. Really wanted to like this. Unfortunately, did not end up that way. Did not end up that way. And we got to be honest, brokers. Trust me, I wanted to like it. I want this DCU to succeed so terribly bad. You have no idea. I've said it a million times in my videos. I am a DC fanboy. I want this to go well. Like Marvel, I enjoy, but like DC is what I grew up on, man. That's what I cut my teeth on when it came to my first superheroes, man. So it's like I'm pretty sure Batman was the very first like actual superhero like movie or anything I ever saw. It was like the '89 Keaton Batman, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like yeah, that's my stuff. That's my jam. So yeah, one of these days they'll did it. Yeah, Dead Punk Gage to go on. There you go. When I first heard that they were doing Creature Commandos, I swear I thought it was going to be a live action movie. Well, what it is everybody that voices them.
A live action movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing is everybody that voices them in the cartoon, in the animated, is going to play them in live action. So like our Rick Flag Sr. is the same Rick Flag Sr. that you see in the Superman movies. The guy that played Frank, which fortunately enough, the guy that plays Frankenstein, you could easily dress him up and make him look like a Frankenstein. If you've ever seen him in Stranger Things, he already kind of looks like a Frankenstein when they shaved his head.
That guy, he's a bit of a tool.
Yeah, maybe, but he does good in Stranger Things.
He's short. So. Like they keep making him like they keep casting him for like big. They keep casting him to play big, tall guys, but I remember when he played Hellboy, and I'm like, you are not the biggest man in the room, and that is very disappointing, sir.
Did they cast him as Hellboy?
It was that one shitty one that no one.
That nobody remembers. About. Yeah, that's right.
I believe that was the one with Mila Jovovich as like Baba Yaga.
Gotcha. Kraken King says, "Oh no, I thought this was gonna be a good stream. Sorry, buddy. Not with Creature Commandos, man. Sorry, Kraken King. We tried, man. We tried. But yeah, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Everybody smash that like button if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Dr. Phosphorus and Jack Tarlad. What's up, buddy? Hey, Jack. Good to see you, buddy. Over on the Rumble side of things. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Clayface shouldn't have been in this shit show. There you go. This eccentric. That's totally fair. There you go. Sadix says, I lost. Never finished it. I was lucky. Never got started. I think I might be even luckier. So yeah, there you go.
Good. It's just, he didn't have a fucking plan. So all that mystery and intrigue ended up being nothing and a bit of like a cake on the floor. Just like, well, that was a good attempt, sir.
Yeah, better luck next time. 3 pages for a backstory. Pathetic. Yeah, this is interesting. Like you need to write a book. That's just sad and pathetic. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now that time that I remind everybody it is time for you to move over to Rumble if you haven't. This is a watch along. This is a watch party, essentially. And it's one of those things then this is how we end up going over and we have to do all this. So if you're on YouTube, we're going to have to shut the stream down over there because you know how this is fair use. We're stopping it. We're reviewing it properly, like all of that other kind of stuff. It's one of those things where it's like, that's one of them situations where this is how we just have to do it. So we're going to swap over. We're going to shut YouTube off. We'll be exclusive on Rumble and locals for just a little bit. And then like Twitch and the others and like Twitter will come back online after we shut down the YouTube. But because of YouTube's bots, we can't do a proper fair use review and watch along like what we're doing here because this does completely fall under fair use because we are pausing it, we're reviewing it. It's not just something we're not one of those guys that just
it sometimes.
Yeah, we're rewinding it sometimes. We're not one of those guys that just turns it on and walks away to go make himself a sandwich. That is not what we do. We are actually watching and reviewing this and trying to give it a fair shake and all of that kind of stuff. And just because of the way the rules work, that's the best. Rumble is the best place for us to do that. So please, if you already gone over there and join us over there on Rumble. So all of you fabulous folks that aren't over there on Rumble, over there on YouTube, we appreciate you so much. But for now, it's Rumble, boys and girls. Have fun and catch us over there if you're catching this on the replay. We love you. Say bye, Sunker.
Bye.